Alright, so today is March 17th, the day of the Apple event for the iPhone. This was mostly talking about firmware 3.0 will be coming out this summer, and I just watched the keynote from Apple, and I figured I would make a video putting my thoughts out there about the main points that they came across in the video. So hopefully this video won't be too long. I hope I don't have to split it into two videos, but we'll try. So here we go. The first thing they really talked about that was important was the SDK. They now have 1,000 new APIs out, which is like heaven for developers. It'll make the developers able to do a lot more things, which is very good because that means for us better applications that are able to do more. They're probably going to be cheaper because it won't take them as long to develop them. There's a bunch of things that go into it that will make our applications much better because of it. So the new SDK, I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but for the sake of this video, I only have 10 minutes, so I just kind of want to go through real quick. Alright, next, they're updating the App Store a little bit. They're now going to have in-app purchases for applications that support it. It depends on the developer, they can put it in if they want, but basically, in-app purchases are, like, say you buy a game, and there's a game that costs, let's say, $1.99, and you get levels 1 through 10. Now, if you want to buy extra levels right in the application, it'll say if you want to tap here, then you can buy more levels for another dollar or whatever. So you can buy levels 11 through 20 for a dollar without having to download like a separate application, which is very convenient. It could be used for not only games, but all those other applications where you could purchase. Like they use a lot of examples in the keynote, but I won't get too in depth with it. But you get the idea. So it's just a very convenient way to extend the life of your apps that you pay for. Alright, so next, the iPhone now supports P2P, which is peer-to-peer. And if this kind of is like ad hoc, if you have PSP, if you ever use the PSP, you know how it has the ad hoc mode where you have a PSP here and a PSP here, and they talk to each other. You play multiplayer through two PSPs. That's basically what it is if you have an application, in, like let's say a game, and you have a friend that has the same game. If the application supports it, it scans out all the iPhones or iPod touches in the area, and you can play multiplayer, which is very cool indeed. Again, this isn't used for just games, but I think it's a very good, feature to have in applications. It'll make everything a lot more fun, a lot more efficient. So, and it uses Bluetooth. There's no pairing needed. It just automatically scans out. So there's no need for Wi-Fi or a cell network, which is again very convenient for those, especially if you have an iPod Touch where it doesn't have cell and you're not always connected to Wi-Fi. So it's a good thing. So now, maps, they kind of went more into detail with this than I thought they would, but basically they just have embedding for maps and applications. It's a really long story, but I won't get into it all that much. Basically, a user can embed maps into their applications, and so they can make it more convenient. Like, if there's, like, say a restaurant app where it scans out restaurants, or like a movie, like the Flickster app, where it scans out movie theaters, you can probably get directions right to the theater using Google Maps, but inside of the Movies app. So, I don't know if that was confusing or not, but hopefully you get it. And you can now get turn-by-turn directions, so then you can email those to a friend, whatever. So, it's just a very convenient way to use your maps now. Alright, next is a big one that a lot of people have been waiting for, which is push notifications. In the keynote, they explained why it took them longer than it should have. And basically, since there was so much going on that had to use it, they had to like reconfigure all the servers or something like that. So that's why it took them, I think they said 6 months extra time, excuse me. But push notifications, if you're on an instant messenger and you quit the application, you're still connected even though you quit the app. So if someone sends you an instant message, then you'll get it even if you're not in the application, which is very cool indeed. Or like email, I think they'll just get pushed like faster, like the second they're sent, even if like it's just in your pocket in sleep mode, it'll still pick up the email, and just a lot of stuff like that. It's just very convenient to have. Alright, next is a big one that a lot of people have been screaming about, me included. Copy and paste and undo and cut, all that stuff is now on the iPhone. Good job, Apple. It's really easy to use. I think in Mail, you like double tap a line of text and then it copies it. and there's like it puts a cursor at the beginning and then at the end of each tile of text, I guess you select, and you can select where it starts and ends. Or if you're in Safari, I think you just I think you hold it, and then it automatically like I guess picks up that you're doing that, and then copy and paste appears. And again, you can drag it to what text you want, and then once you do that, you'll get a little copy, paste, and cut. And so then you just hit copy. And the nice thing about copy and paste is it's not just like for email. Like you can copy anything. Like in the keynote, they used the Wikipedia application, where if you looked up something on Wikipedia, then you can copy it from the Wikipedia app over to the Mail app, or from Safari to Mail, or from whatever to your Notes application. So you can copy and paste across the whole entire like phone through any application, which is very cool. It'll save a lot of time, a lot of typing. So that's a huge thing for the iPhone is copy and paste. Next is landscape email and landscape notes. Let's see if I can bring up an example on my iPhone. I'll go into mail, and we'll type a new message. Okay, so here's what you get. Hopefully this is focusing. So here you're stuck with this keyboard. Now if I do this, nothing happens. But in 3.0, then you'll get the vertical keyboard, which it does save a lot of time. Like the keyboard is easier to type on, and it's just easier to use. So, and not to mention that if you have like an attachment in your email, then it's easier to see it widescreen than it is just on a little narrow screen. And then in notes, you can do it's like the same thing with the bigger keyboard. So it'll make typing more efficient, and like I said, in email attachments, it'll make them easier to view, nicer to view. It'll just look a lot better. Alright, the next one is pretty big, is MMS. I think it's like multimedia messaging something. I don't know, but basically you can send pictures, you can send audio, you can send contacts, you can send map locations, you can send a bunch of stuff. Like if you take a picture, you can send it as a text instead of an email, which is very big. Now, because of the hardware difference from the iPhone and the iPhone 3G, this is only available on the 3G, which is a letdown because this isn't a 3G, but it's also not activated yet. So who knows, maybe one day I'll end up with a 3G, who knows. But anyway, MMS is a big feature. A lot of people have wanted it now. It's a good day to be an iPhone user. I guess it'll be a good day when 3.0 is released, but you know. Alright, the next is also a very cool feature, is Spotlight. It's search for the iPhone. I'll show you how it's going to work. If you don't know what search is on or Spotlight is on a Mac, basically it's like the Windows search in Vista, and it just searches throughout your entire computer. So if you type in, let's say, like music inside of the search bar, then it'll open up your music folder. Well, the same thing is going to be on the iPhone. So here's like your springboard here. If you were to do that, then you'd have you'd have all your apps over here. But then if you were on the main page and you went left, you'd have the search bar or the Spotlight menu, and you'd be able to search across your entire iPhone. So if I were to search for say in the keynote, they used TIM as an example, Tim, and there was a contact, there was some songs, there was some albums, there was applications, there was ebooks. Like it searches everything, which is great. It makes everything more efficient, and if you tap a song that Spotlight finds, then it'll just automatically start playing it. So you don't have to go into music, scroll down to T and scroll and then play it. You can scroll left once on the home screen, type in TIM or whatever the name of the song is, tap it and it plays. Again, a big time saver. And now next, this is the last one. Like there was a lot more in the keynote, and there's supposed to be 100 new features total, I think, ish, give or take. Some are smaller and bigger than others, but this is the last one. It's kind of a smaller one, not everyone needs, but for me and for DLB1752 and JacobMac01, the YouTube accounts. Okay, let's do this. On your iPhone, you have the YouTube app. Let's see here. It would be right here, YouTube. But when you click it, all it lets you do is view videos. And if you go to youtube.com in Safari, it takes you to a mobile page. And I think you can log in, but you can't do anything else. You can't view subscriptions, you can't comment or anything. And I believe with the new YouTube accounts, it'll let you log in view subscriptions. I think you can post comments. It's like you actually like YouTube. It's not just watching. So for YouTube geeks like me, and let's say some shout outs here to Blue Hour, the Creative One, DLB1752, Jacob Max01, and the quadrillion others out there. Now, from your iPhone, you'll be able to check your comments on the go, reply to your comments on the go. It's gonna be cool. That's a very nice feature to have. So those are basically the main features I got out of the keynote. Like I said, there's a lot more, but these are just like the key ones, I guess. So I don't know. If I miss some, just don't yell at me too much in the comments. There's always annotations. I can add more. Blah 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 blah. All right, so I guess that's it. It was a very good keynote, and I can't wait for 3.0 to come out. If you have any questions, you can comment me, email me, cpukid00@gmail.com, twitter.com/cpukid, all the good stuff. So thanks for watching.